Alright, back again with, I'm having issues with my controller connecting. I could just wirelessly connect it, but I don't want to get up and plug in the USB. Okay, so gatehouse. Something, oh, another letter. Dear sister, I'm so glad to hear you've returned safely from your travels. While you were away, I changed the code for the library door lock each time I visited, as I know some of grandmother's valuable items are kept in a secret vault. The new code for the door is 3 initials of my name, to make it easy for you to remember. I hope we can meet soon. Look forward to hearing all about your adventures, your loving sister, Elizabeth. Okay. So, that would be... there should be that family tree that we can look at. Because I'm Arabella, right? Yeah, so EAG. Elizabeth Ann Green. Unless it's Hopgood. EAH. But I think it'd be EAG. Where the hell's the library even at? Is it upstairs? EAG. H. There we go. So it was H. Alright, we're in the library. Study is locked, of course. Thank you. Dear Lady Green, thank you kindly for the flower books you sent for my daughter. To this day, they still show an interest in learning more about plants and paintings. I'm keen that my daughters have access to good education, so I hope you don't mind me putting it upon you that you might be able to teach them somehow. Your dedication and knowledge seem so rare and inaccessible elsewhere. Jesus. Your dedication and knowledge seems so rare and inaccessible elsewhere for young girls like mine. I hope you'll consider my proposal. Sincerest regards, Olive Campbell. Modern methods of teaching. Anything on the walls? Oh. Dude, I used to read constantly as a kid. It kind of sucks now that I don't read as much. I do a lot of audiobooks, right? Or virtual books and stuff, but it was a dream of mine to have like a study and library like this size. But now I don't read as much, which kind of stinks. The Fox and the Crow. One evening, a fox was in search of something to eat for dinner. He saw the crow sitting on a tree branch holding a big piece of tasty cheese in her beak, so the fox came up with a plan. He walked up to the crow and complimented her shiny black feathers. The crow was suspicious of the fox and kept her beak tightly closed to the cheese. The fox kept on charming the crow, describing her as the most majestic of all birds, with a big strong beak. Oh, what a song that beak must make. It must be the song of a queen. Please, beautiful crow, let me hear it. Flattered by the praise, the crow forgot all about her suspicions and also her dinner. She opened her beak wide, uttered her loudest caw. Down fell the cheese, straight into the fox's open mouth. Okay. So we've got a moon, a fish, sun, bird, rabbit. The wonders of the night sky. Imagine having a second story, too, in a library. Oh, be so awesome. The Hare and the Tortoise. At midday, the hare and the tortoise took a walk together. The hare moved quickly and noticed the tortoise struggling to keep up. The hare laughed and challenged the tortoise to a race. Tortoise accepted. A course was decided, and the race began. The hare immediately leapt out of sight, but then laid down to take a nap, sure that the tortoise would never catch up. The tortoise plodded slowly on, making his way towards the finish line. When the hare woke from his nap, he opened his eyes just in time to see the tortoise crawling slowly across the finish line. The proud hare had been sure that he would win, and underestimated the tortoise. As the tortoise crossed the finish line, he exclaimed, "Slow and steady wins the race." The rising sun. The golden fish. One bright morning, a poor fisherman caught a shining golden fish. The fish cried, "Please let me live. I am not a fish, but a prince, enchanted by a wicked spell." So the fisherman let the fish go free. When the fisherman's wife learned of this, she demanded the fish grant a wish in return for its freedom, a cottage instead of the hovel where they lived. So the fisherman returned to the shore, and the fish granted their wish. But the wife was greedy, and demanded riches, a palace, and servants. All the while the ocean became darker, and the shore was black with dirt. Finally, the wife wished to be so powerful she could grant wishes for herself. In return for this greedy request, the fish revoked all of the wishes it had granted. After that, the ocean became blue again, and the shore clean, and the fisherman never saw the golden fish again. Huh. I think the fish just shouldn't have requested it, you know? New Year's Ball, to be given at Somerset Hall. Thursday, 4th January 1860. Supper is at 6 o'clock. Good music in attendance. E. Grimes, proprietor. Cousin, wash your hands and accompany me. You won't find a husband at the bottom of a garden. Tea. Well, I don't think any plant did anything. There was nothing about a plant here. Oh, wait. How on earth would I figure this out? At midday. Oh. It says based on the times. Oh. One bright morning. So the goldfish, okay, and then there's night and the rising sun. That's pretty cool, actually. Okay. So the rising sun. One morning. One midday. One evening. At night. Yeah. Grandma's vault. Whoa. Sunset. Sunset 1st of May. Sunset 22nd of May. Sunset 8th of July. Should really clean this place out. Like at least have someone clean, I guess. London Record. Linley appointed chair of botany at University of London after an esteemed early career as assistant secretary of Horticulture Society. Mission as one of the youngest ever fellows of the Linnean Society, John Lindley's plan to elevate the science of botany. He spoke thus in his inaugural lecture. It's been very much the fashion of the late years in the country to undervalue the importance of the science and to consider an amusement for ladies rather than an occupation for serious thoughts of men. Lindley also challenged the Linnean classification system and proposed many changes. Is that gold? Okay. Okay. Nightfall. I vaguely recall my grandmother studying the nightfall when I was young. The study key. So it's going to be all these paintings, maybe, like of when it can. Nightfall progress. I've been trying to encourage the nightfall to bloom for a little while now. I'm determined to prove that it's more than just a myth. So far, I've just deduced that the flower opens at sunset and only during a particular time of the year. When exactly that occurs still remains a mystery to me. I shall plant a few more seedlings tomorrow and continue my research. Task for this month, monitor nightfall, rose planting list, collect field samples, seed collection. Okay. this house is sick. These eggs. Kingfisher. Wow, why is it kingfisher? Isn't kingfishers kind of big? They have little tiny eggs. 3 diseases. Red tree pox. A tree is infested with... If a tree is infected with red tree pox, many small red spots will be visible on the bark. It gets fucking... What is that called? Oh, fuck, I can't think of anything of what it's called. Many red small... What's the thing that people get? Something pox? Small red spots will be visible on the bark. It can usually be cured by adding fertilizer to the soil of a tree. 3 tree diseases. Hypoxylon. Hypoxylon causes black patches to form on the bark of the tree. Usually a sign that the tree is lacking hydration, won't stay alive for much longer. Root parasite. Fungus that forms purple rings around the bark and roots. Parasite leaches the nutrients that the tree is receiving from the soil. Eventually it causes the tree to dry out and lose all of its leaves. Bark rust is a disease that isn't very harmful to the tree. It usually just causes excess hydration and too much... it is usually caused by excess hydration and too much sunlight. Cool. Sapphire gloom. Judging by the name, I don't believe this to be an edible mushroom. Mushroom food sources. Just like plants, fungi need sources to grow strong and healthy. For some fungi, haven't always had access to nutrients through soil and evolve and retrieve it in different ways. This means they become carnivorous because they only acquire the nutrients they need by consuming other living organisms such as flies, bugs, and plants. Some mushrooms even get their nutrients from feeding on other types of fungus or parasites. Mushrooms are growing on a tree is usually a sign they are consuming the tree, so you should remove them immediately. Not always the case. Yeah, I could see it being, like, helpful at some point. Meadow orchids of Britain. My dear friend, I've been pondering these last weeks what could be the best way to see your remarkable flora reach the wider world, since it is so seldom we are able to see our work published. Considering your uncle's reputation in the scientific field, have you considered asking him to publish your herbarium under his name? It may not give you the recognition you deserve personally, but it would be a way to reach your goal of adding to the scientific record of botany. Do consider, I would hate for such important research to stay hidden away. With warmest regards, Anne. Huh. Well, what do I do with this information, huh? We got bird eggs. What do you think, that tree in the living room? Do you think that's anything? Oh, doesn't it just need fertilizer? Wasn't that it? Oh no, it was this. Causes leach nutrients. Eventually, it causes the tree to dry out and lose all of its leaves. There's currently no cure. Root parasite. Oh, there's no cure for it. Oh, I bet we get like a fungus that will help the tree. Arabella, I have some more books from the department that you may be of interest for the research. One I recall was your favorite of your father's. If you have any trouble when you visit the college, tell the secretary you are collecting material for your uncle. As long as they are returned before summer ends, the other professors won't notice. Best of luck with your research, Uncle Theodore. Okay. Well, what the f do I do right now? Blocked by the tree, which is pretty insane. Well, I guess if they open out. I mean, the only thing I can think, it doesn't say specifically anything about this mushroom. So I'm wondering if I can just put the mushroom on that tree to unblock it. Let's try it. We have a thing here. So it would be you, wouldn't it be? Oh, I need the potting soil first. Whoa. It helped it. Oh, I guess I should have noticed there's only 2 clues for it. I spent so much time just looking around to see what I could do, but it was literally just planted there. The sapphire gloom is a widely misunderstood mushroom. It grows commonly on trees and is opposed to the popular belief the mushroom consumes its parasites rather than the tree itself. I think it's just tree disease and mushroom book. Ooh, but yeah, I can now get up there. Attic's closed. Dearest Arabella, I was taking a walk alongside the river in Somerset recently and noticed a sight that I had just had to write to you about. In the water, I saw a brook chalice blooming. Never seen one or heard of it. Flowering before me, none of the books mentioned of it. It was so beautiful. Do you have any idea what would have caused this? Ever your friend, Edith. So, what was it called? A brook chalice blooming. Brook chalice. I'm trying to do nightfall. There's brook chalice. The trapped fairy. She trapped in the... Oh, she trapped in the nightfall? Cradle fern. Oh, it's like, for the bird eggs. Oh, God, we're getting so much cool stuff. Dear Lady Arabella, I wanted to thank you once again for your invaluable contributions during our recent Meadow Orchid research expedition. Your keen observations and deep knowledge of orchids was so helpful. Your dedication to the field's an inspiration for us all. I look forward to future collaborations and the continued exploration of the botanical wonders that surround us. I will put in a good word for you at the I keep saying that weird, Botanical Society. Most sincerely, Professor Montague. Attic key. River swimming this season. Dear members, we want to make sure you can all enjoy swimming this summer, so we've cleared the most popular rivers in Somerset of all aquatic weeds. The River Cam, the River Chew, the River Summer have all been cleared of weeds thanks to the service of Clark's Aquatic Weed Removal Company. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you to your monthly donations for the rivers of Somerset are clean and weed-free. Health and safety warning. It's been brought to our attention that the factory of Barton Iron Works has been illegally dumping scrap metal into rivers across Somerset. These rivers are now polluted with rust, making them unsafe for swimming. Do not swim in the following rivers: Cam, Sommer, Chew. River Frome was affected by the River Frome was also affected by the waste, though oddly the river is completely clear of rust pollution. We're still researching what led to the effect. So I bet it was that thing that bloomed. It like ate the rust. So I bet it's River From 25 degrees Celsius, 4 bridges. Dear Arabella, I'm writing to share with you an exciting discovery I've made in my botanical studies. It turns out that some plants are particularly sensitive to sound and seem to thrive when exposed to music or melodies from natural environment. I hope to share more of my findings with you in the near future. Be so delighted if you could join me in my research. Your sincere friend, Marianne. What's a bell tower? Bird calls. I think I know what's going on. So we need to have the plant here and do whatever one is in that fern. So the bird eggs that are in the fern, probably, right? Cradle fern, yeah. To be presented to the Honorable House of Commons, in recent years hunts have been taking place near the Somerset rivers. Tragically, this has led to the decline of even extinction of some bird species. No longer can we hear the beautiful chime-like calls call upon the government to regulate hunting near the rivers of Somerset. We ask that they respect the breeding times of wildlife. If you agree, please sign below and return this letter to us. No expense attend signing. Your signature, Arabella Green. The Trapped Fairy. Once upon a time, there was a little fairy who loved gazing at her own reflection in the water. She lost track of time, and the days turned into night. Nyx, goddess of night, noticed the little fairy. The moon was shining bright, but the fairy only had eyes for herself. Nyx took offense and decided to punish the little fairy. Nyx placed the fairy into nightfall and cast a spell on her. She fell in love with the moon and gazed upon the sky all night. As dawn approached, the sun arose and the spell broke. Though just as the fairy awoke from her enchantment, the flower bud closed and trapped the fairy for eternity. Rude, Nyx. My dear Nova, never forgotten. That's sad. Dearest friend, it seems our interest in visiting the private plant collection of Lord Spencer's gone unacknowledged. While disappointing, I'm not sure it's worth pursuing scientific study in such places. On my recent visit to Brinsby, a young man showing us around had barely a basic knowledge of plants, and due to there being large groups of gentlemen at the party, all useful time and erudition was devoted to them and none given to Constance and I. Let's plan another trip of our own. Perhaps we can see the specimens in their home habitats where they belong. Ever your faithful friend, Eliza. Tincture of red clover. Essence of arnica flower. Those like diffusers? Kind of looks like a diffuser, right? Whoa. Whoa, crazy bathroom. A hot bath at the turn of a tap. The number 30 bath geyser. Provides a rapid flow of hot water. Simply turn the tap and instant hot water will appear. Can be used multiple times in a row without any extra cost. Wow. Installation of disconnected pipes. Dear Arabella, here's a quote to repair the geyser in your bathroom. The cost might seem high, but trust us, it's a complex job. Best left to the professionals. Have a nice day, Frederick. So what are you gonna actually... It just says 14. I don't know what that means. Also, how complex could it be, really? I missed another pipe? I feel like oh, it's right here. Wow. Crazy how tough that was, guys. Alright. What's the next thing? Dude, we just got like so much shit up here. So I feel like I could do the bird calls because it's pretty much just whatever's in there. It's like raindrop, right? Like whatever eggs got like raindrop. The attic's open, which is noise. Flower growing companion, gardening curiosity, trapped moths. Sometimes a moth can be trapped inside the flower bud if it closes in the morning. The moth is then forced to use the flower bud as a resting place until it opens again. Some flowers only bloom for short periods during the year, so if the moth is unlucky, the flower bud won't open again until many months later. I wonder if that's like where the story came from, right? A moth got trapped in there, and when it opened again, people saw it, and it's like, oh, it's a fairy. Well, I need to figure out. Oh man, these are so cool. Huh? Are those the only moths you can find in England? Like no Luna moths or anything? Luna moths are really cool. I've only seen them like twice. But they're pretty sick. There's these one moths that I saw, and I literally was like, oh, what's this little white fluff floating in the air? No, it was a moth. It's like a cotton ball moth or something like that. The sight of plants. Some scientists have theorized that plants have photoceptors in their leaves and stems, which allows them to see the color of light. This means that flowers can tell the time of day and know when to open and close their buds. The exact time that flowers bloom is different for each flower, but most do appear to respond to light in color of light in some ways. Horticulturists and botanists have made us use this knowledge to trick difficult flowers into blooming at any time they like. Ah, gotcha. Ah, okay, so, but we still don't know the exact time of the moth. My dear niece, I fear the window may be closing for you to find a suitable husband. I've arranged a dinner for you to meet my neighbor's son, Edward. He's successful in business in London. Your cousin William and Thomas may well aspire to become accomplished scientists, but for you, Arabella, it is better to make yourself useful in the small duties of life for which you will be loved and appreciated. Your studious nature will no doubt be valuable should you have a son, but it'd be foolish to allow such a folly to come before the important things in life. I'm confident that this is what your parents would have wanted. Dinner will be from 5 o'clock on Sunday. Remember to wear some dress. Yours very sincerely, Aunt Agnes. Fuck you, Aunt Agnes. I ain't going. Dick. The botanist. Oh my god, we're getting so much stuff. This month, in conversation with Professor Montague, leading expert in British meadow orchids. In his words, every plant, every leaf, and every meadow may hold secrets waiting to be unlocked. My aim is simply to uncover some of those mysteries. Professor John Montague, renowned botanist, sheds light on his groundbreaking work in the world of meadow orchids and other botanical wonders. With decades of research and numerous publications named, Professor Montague's contributions to the fields have been nothing short of revolutionary, including discoveries of new species such as Dactylohoriza Montague or hood marsh orchid. The brook chalice. This is the one in the water that cleared the river of rust, right? Well, the issue is I don't know what lights really need to be. I wonder if it's so the fairy. Is there a fairy moth on here? I mean, nothing really looks like a fairy. Yeah, but we don't know what fucking moth it is. Is it her wings? The brown little specks? Brown specks? Would that be Argent and Sable? Hold on. Maybe Lime Hawk Moth? I'm sorry, is that orange and blue dots something too? Oh, it's the garden tiger moth. Ah, garden tiger moth. Okay, so garden tiger moth. Garden tiger moth. September. Oh, it's just September. Okay, so let's do downstairs. Look at the lights. Was that? Oh, where? Okay. Oh, in here. September. July. April. September. Blue, yellow, orange, red. Blue, yellow, orange, red. I feel also like the fern we pretty much could do as well. So I might do nightfall really quick and then do the fern. Blue, yellow, orange, red. Is that what it was? Fuck me, did I go to the wrong spot? Oh my god, is there... I don't have the plant. Okay. Which one is it? Nightfall. Oh no, I need to sneeze and I don't want to. Goddamn. Blue, yellow, orange, red. Yeah. Whoa, that's a really pretty one. Seeing the nightfall bloom is a rare event. The flower only blooms with September sunsets. Night pollinators active in September, such as the garden tiger, often get trapped once the bud closes for the rest of the year. Sunset paintings, grandma's research, fairy painting. Fairy story. Trapped moth. Moth calendar. Moth posters. A bath geyser. Site of plants. The problem is I can't like look into those, so it sucks. Okay, let's do the bird one because that one should be quick. I just need to know what birds got the little raindrop eggs. I feel like that's kingfisher, but it could be lying. It is the crested owl egg. Which would be this way. Fuck me, god damn it. The cradle fern. Oh, you're little. Oh, you shrunk down. You're so cute. Okay, so we need to do the crested owl. E C D E G F E C D E G F E C D E G F Ooh, so pretty. Ferns are really cool as well. I like ferns. The past year, these ferns have drastically declined on the banks, so I feel compelled to research any blah blah blah. Cradle fern is used by the crested owl as a nest, and in turn, the plant has grown dependent on the owl's chime-like calls to grow. Letter about melodies, bird calls, petition, bird eggs, fern painting. Nice, good shit. Hell yeah. All right, everyone, this is all the time I have today for this one. Also, for these thumbnails, I don't know what's a good thumbnail for this video, so I'm just adding more fucking arms with trowels. And by the end, we probably have 4 or 5 arms with trowels for the thumbnails. But that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share. And yeah, see you all in the next part. Goodbye.